Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17
and Greyshot151 here.
and we're bringing you a review of Pacific Rim Uprising.
Now, the sequel to 2013's Pacific Rim. Now, first and foremost, again, a special thanks to Dolish Laboratories.
God damn it.
Dolish Laboratories. If you have a mutation, that's probably normal. In any case, the film itself is set 10 years after the original. The breach has been closed. The kaiju-like monsters are no longer attacking.
But the world is still preparing for a possible counterattack.
Yeah.
So
shockingly, a wall didn't work out so well. So like, this kaiju, this Jaeger idea.
We'll try that.
We'll try that.
We'll keep doing that.
And it basically has become everywhere. Like, there's holographic technology. There's the Jaegers become mass-produced. There's now Mark 6s, which essentially is the mass-produced version of these things.
Yeah.
Which I can make sense, like, why they became more and more used as the wall was kind of phased out. It's like, all these resources when these
Also, I like how we got a new shot of Sydney. It's like, man, where'd that wall go? Where'd that wall that you were spending so much time building?
Oh, I guarantee they just junked it.
They're like, screw this.
I guarantee, because they rebuilt. They're like, guys, where are we going to find all this concrete and metal?
Well, guys, I feel like we have a spot. Anyway, so John Boyega plays the son of Pentecost. He was by
Idris Elba's character in the original.
Now, Charlie Hunnam's character is not mentioned at all.
To be fair,
he meant one line. Sorry, he's not in it at all.
He's like he went off to do like private military stuff.
But okay, so John Boyega plays his son, who's kind of like doesn't want anything to do with it. He doesn't want to live up to his father's legacy. He just wants to stay as far away from everything as possible and make as much money.
Pretty much is just a scrapper, essentially.
Yeah.
He goes by grabbing stuff. He's a party, basically like a party animal. And he is also kind of a thief in regards to, essentially, he steals stuff of dead Jaegers in essentially the Jaeger graveyards of old.
Some cities were rebuilt. Some of them are
still in the process.
Still in the process, or kind of like in disrepair. Like, he lives in a mansion, but the mansion is literally half destroyed from a dead kaiju.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, no one's gonna take it because no one wants to go near the pollution. So hey, free real estate. So my stance on this as well is I do like the environment and also the setting, because they do a really good job of world building,
which continues from the first film, but I think this one definitely has a much more civilian-esque feel, because you get the idea of like what random people are doing and like how this technology is affecting the average person.
Yeah, like
the holographic technology that's being used now in just police stations, which I think is a nice touch. The other thing that I will say that is done well is in regards to the main lead and
just John Boyega's performance, which is better than Charlie Hunnam's performance.
By all means, because the first film, it's very much a character story, but the main lead isn't good.
Yeah. It's like
everyone
Godzilla.
else is fine. Yeah. But yeah, the main lead wasn't great.
But Idris Elba and I forget the actress name.
But she plays Mako in the original. And the side
Ringo
characters.
Kikuchi? Is that correct? I want to make sure.
I'm just going to pretend it is, and let's just
I'll butcher that name. But I really liked her from the first one. She is in it, but not as much as I would like. That being said, you do Charlie Day and Bern Gorman.
The two scientists from the original film do return, and they do actually have pretty significant roles in this one.
You either love them or you hate them.
Honestly,
I love both of them. I'm sorry. Charlie Day is funny and fantastic,
and the other guy is just like is much more the sophisticated but still just insane, and it works.
It does so well with the cane. But my problem is there's also Scott Eastwood's in this.
He plays like the rival essentially to.
Let me just say this: I'm very glad because in Independence Day Resurgence and another film kind of like this, Transformers, when they pick a main lead, they're like, you be it because you're a staple white guy, even though they can't act as well.
This is very much staple.
I'm not saying that Mark Wahlberg can't act. I'm just saying he doesn't act very well in Transformers.
Michael Bay isn't the best character actor, especially when it comes to Transformers. Yeah. I will also say that
John Boyega. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
The other thing I will say is there's a lot of cadets in this movie. Essentially, this is John Boyega returns to train a whole bunch of cadets, and some of them are kind of likable.
You might like them. Like, I like the one guy who's like, I'll teach you Russian. It's like, that way, you stick out. And of course, the younger girl who makes her own, like, mini Jaeger, which is actually really cool.
Yeah.
Her name's Kaylee Spanny. Amara Namani is her name in this. And I liked her. She had a lot of spunk to her. She's not amazing, but she has a nice little backstory moment, and she does a lot more than
there's a lot of repeats.
A lot of the other younger cadets.
There's a lot of repeats of the first movie, which isn't a bad thing because it's just not done as well, I would say.
Yeah.
But certain scenes. But yeah, she does well. Some of the cadets are well. Some of them are just forgettable. Honestly, I couldn't.
I can't.
Towards the end, I was like, don't know who you are, but I should probably know your name by now.
Yeah.
And honestly, that was the other problem with there were so many Jaegers. I kind of forgot their names.
Yeah.
Like, I can still name
Striker
Gypsy
Eureka.
Danger, Striker Eureka, Alpha, Cherno Alpha.
Yeah, Cherno Alpha.
And what was the Chinese one?
Striker. What was it?
Crimson Typhoon.
Crimson Typhoon, thank you.
Yeah. All those. I mean, but again, it's been a while. I've had reference.
And there are Easter eggs and callbacks to the first movie. A lot of them.
There's actually some Godzilla references in regards to. It's one scene. There's a list of all the kaiju that ever attacked.
And I saw a couple like, oh, there's a Batra. And I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah.
But which is also funny. It's like, wait, isn't usually supposed to, the first kaiju to fly? Which, if they name Batra, you think bat. So
I'm just saying they could probably, if it was like a giant insect.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a giant crab.
Maybe it was in larval form. It didn't get that far. Anyway.
The other thing I will say about this movie is the designs of the mechs, designs of the kaiju, great. Especially in regards to the second fight and the fourth fight. I would say there's 4 definitive battle sequences in this movie. And the second and the fourth are probably the best.
Are we including are you saying the intro little, like,
that is not a fight.
Okay.
That's
a cool sequence.
That's a sequence.
Yes.
That's an action sequence. But I'm talking like two giant things fighting. Yeah. There's Australian.
Okay.
And then there's the one that follows.
Okay.
And then there's the third one, which is the attack.
Yep.
Again, being vague for your
very
sake.
vague.
And then there's the final. And in regards to all of them,
the second and fourth one are easily the best.
With the
last one's easily the best. Second is a close second.
And the weight is still carried over from the first one. Because that's the thing I will say about Transformers. The weight in regards to those, they're just moving super fast. Yeah. In this one, they're moving faster, and you can see them actually, which is one thing I will say.
They're not as fast as Transformers, which is nice, because if it's that big, it wouldn't
move.
Yeah, it wouldn't go that fast.
Yeah, again, that's another thing I liked about the Godzilla, and even some instance like King Kong. It's like there's a bit of more weight to their actions,
and you can a lot better punching. And trust me, there's a lot of good punching in this film. Otherwise, that's the main thing: is the fights and the CGI are fantastic,
and the lead
is great. The problem is the soundtrack is not as good.
No,
unfortunately,
it's
the supporting cast is not as good. You don't have the Ron Perlman. You don't have the Idris Elba. You don't have those two outstanding heads, along with Charlie Day and also Bern Gorman.
The side characters do return, and they are still good.
But Scott Eastwood, the cadets,
they're not.
Even the Chinese head, I forget her name. I apologize. Jin Chen as Shao. They're not as good as those characters.
Yeah, and there's nothing really distinct about them. They're just kind of there.
Yeah.
I will say like one or two of the cadets do work, but again, there's literally a memorial scene in regards to, you see all the past Jaeger pilots, and you remember, oh yeah, they were kind of cool. Like, you remember that rush, and you're like, they were pretty badass. Yeah. And then when you look at this young Russian girl, which maybe is their daughter, maybe?
I mean, yeah, they don't say anything.
I would assume, because she looks really much like them, and it kind of makes sense for the character. Yeah. Kind of trying to live in their legacy.
I worked hard for this, and it's just like, I wish if they were going to do the Young Cadets, and maybe they're trying to do those Ender's Games, like, that's why they're there, because they're not actually fighting in a sense of, like, yes, it's probably a lot of physicality for moving a mech when you're in those suits and moving around. Yeah. But they're not actually, like, going hand-to-hand brawls, fighting something, and then getting punched back. There's awesome sequences where you see what's going on with the mech with holographic sights on their bodies. So you see them being impaled or arm ripped off, and that's cool. Yep. But that being said, I wish we got more character development with them.
Yeah, it just... Again, some scenes it really works in regards to the action and the characters. Some just didn't work out at all.
Now, that said,
that's the main problem.
We should probably go on to spoilers. So what's your final verdict?
My verdict for this movie is, if you're expecting a movie, Pacific Rim isn't a Oscar-worthy film.
No.
But it is...
It is a movie. It's not a film.
Yes. It is a great movie. And that's what I'll say about the original Pacific Rim. If I had to give a review for the original, and if I had to remember, it'd probably be an 8.
Yeah, you mentioned it's like 8 or 9, depending. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, 8 or 9.
Depending if I'm in a good mood and I start hearing that music, and I'll walk through a
that
hurricane.
music is a 9.
Yeah.
But the movie itself is probably an 8. The original Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
This one has its fair share of problems.
Yes.
There are story plots. There are some things that I didn't quite like. Some of the jokes didn't hit as well as, as others. But
and the pacing is really schizophrenic in the middle portion.
Yeah, there's also some weird choices, but it's still an enjoyable movie, and it's better than I even thought it was going to be. I thought this movie, honestly,
was going to be Independence Day Resurgence or Transformers 4.
I really thought it was going to be shit. Yeah. I really thought that. And I'm happy to say it's not shit. It's actually a good movie. It's not a great one. Pacific Rim is a great movie. Uprising, I think, is just a good movie. It's a good action. You're going to enjoy... I think you're going to enjoy the action maybe a little bit more just because you can see it.
Yeah. That's the thing. You can see... that's one thing it has above the original. You can see every fight.
Which is a positive thing.
Yeah, and you know where everyone is.
And even the end sequence. Like, there are some really cool shots. The visuals are still good. It just doesn't pack that Guillermo feel.
Yeah.
Del Toro knew how to make all these things wait, and it kind of just slows them down because their attacks were just throwing. But this, it's cool. There's movements. So again,
if I recall correctly, Alphonse Cuarón, the guy behind Gravity, actually edited the first film for Guillermo. And he took like 20 minutes off the film, and it's like. That also probably helped because again he went on to make Gravity, so he knows how to make cuts.
But lastly, in regards to my review, I would give it a strong 6.
Yes, I would also give it a 6.
It has plenty of flaws, from its characters to its plot to plenty of other things.
But
it's
there's
still
value.
Way more positive than there is negative, and it's a movie that I would say if you're a fan of giant monsters, if you're a fan of Idris Elba, if you are a fan of
Idris Elba or John Boyega.
John Boyega. If you're
a fan of his legacy in this film,
if you like his character and if you like the actor, you're gonna find a lot to enjoy here. You're going to find a lot of good action here. You're gonna find a lot of monster action here,
and it's not so stupid. It's not incredibly dumb and
the plot actually went places I didn't expect. I actually enjoyed it. Yeah. Is it still stupid in some areas? Yes.
But not nearly as bad as Independence Day or Transformers.
The plot makes you immediately think, oh my god, they're going down this generic...
It's slightly above average.
Evil person, evil company, evil whatever. Yeah. And it's like, did not expect that. Like how it's linked to the first film. I applaud you, Uprising. I applaud you.
So, in any case, let's get to spoilers. We can say
you didn't give your review.
I did. I said 6.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty much on point. Exactly what you said.
Perfect.
So, 6 out of 10. Spoilers. Charlie Day is the villain in this, and
he's great.
He's fantastic. There is a weird moment where it's like, it looks like he's having sex, or like not sex, but he's essentially linking up to have sex. But no, he's linking up with an alien brain that he stole from one of the wrecks. That we can continue the link and get stronger. Because what happened was in the first movie, he linked with the brain so that way he could figure out the aliens or figure out...
And he did it multiple times. Before, towards the end of the film, he linked with the other scientist, Burnham's character.
To get additional information.
And... sorry,
he stopped. Like, he never went back. He did it once. Charlie Day kept doing it and eventually... The aliens, because of their hive mind mentality,
direct control.
Yeah, they started taking over his brain. Yeah, which is really cool because how they set it up, it seemed like the Chinese corporation Shao was going to be the main villain, and that's like, oh great, this is going to be
evil Chinese villain. But the twist in regards to that, I was like, well played.
Yeah, because you expect one thing, especially in this. It's like, no, Shao is actually just she's the head of her company,
but she's not a bad person.
Trying to do right because she sees good opportunity with being drones, and that's the same thing Top Gun's doing. So this isn't exactly off key. Top Gun 2 is in development. In case, go check that out.
Yeah.
But drones are becoming more and more of a thing, and while ace pilots, kind of like the ace pilots of old and like World War II's, were rock stars, and they mentioned this in Pacific Rim.
Yep.
Automation could be better.
Yeah.
So it's just
in regards to her whole goal is to automate them so they can get there faster.
Yeah.
You don't need to get the pilots in there. You can literally have them just waiting, and if something shows up, they just go.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is not a bad idea.
Some of the weird protests of like them, like why?
Maybe
they just don't like. We want our Charlie Hunnams.
That was in the first film, though. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
The kaiju, the protest for the kaiju.
Yeah.
The other thing I will say about this movie is I like the twist. I actually also enjoyed the evil robot fight. Like, I thought that was gonna be like, oh, this is gonna be like towards the finale. It actually wasn't. It was toward the middle and the early. And Mako's death served.
She dies in this. And
she dies. It was sad to see her go, but I was still like, it was part of the plot. Actually, I was like, okay, her death had a purpose. She moved the plot forward. I'm not too salty about it.
Because two things happened with her death.
She's celebrated as a hero. She is the #1 hero because the other...
she went with Charlie Hunnam, to blow up the...
I will say, though, it is bullshit because also Idris Elba was celebrated. He's the one that's... It's like, no. Riley was.
Well, to be fair, he sacrificed himself
to give Riley the opportunity.
And took out the... one that was barely alive and the second one that was coming at him and then hurt the third one. Yeah. So again, it's not like I don't believe like he didn't do great. And again, he did sacrifice himself, and without his sacrifice, they would not have been able to do it. Yeah. So I get that, and also it's just like we really don't want to mention this other guy because we couldn't get him back, and to be fair, he's not that. Yeah. He wasn't that great. So I get that, and I completely get with like his legacy because also he was the head of the Jaeger program, so. He has all that. He was in command.
Yeah, he was the one leading the whole thing, so it's understandable.
Yeah.
That was just my other note in regards to we can't get this actor back, so we're just gonna kind of scooch him out, kind of like Will Smith.
Yeah. But they did a better job
here. They did a very
with legacy than in Resurgence.
The fight sequences were great.
Oh yeah.
I still like the.
And the monster designs. I forgot. They're all great. I love the shrieking one with had like the dome face
and could like redirect energy
and could close itself and redirect. Like that's cool. Like again, I like the design of these because they still felt like Guillermo's designs.
Again, there's also a lot of good jokes in regards to. There's an elevator sequence.
Oh my god.
Hilarious. Yes. There's also a lot of other jokes. There was one about their appearance. I actually found it really funny.
Yeah, John Braga keeps making fun of himself, and that's the point. If you make fun of others and not detriment yourself or you think yourself so highly, very few people can get that down. But if you keep showing your flaws with others, that is more relatable.
Again, that's why you always make fun of yourself and never make fun of others.
I mean, look.
In your Crow 2 videos.
I will admit, I am not a good-looking person. I look like shit. But I can call out other people like him for also looking like shit.
Hey, is this shit? No. This is handsomeness right here.
No, it's
10 out of 10.
It's not. It's not.
Okay, you're not. Okay. 9.5 out of 10. I'll give you that.
Where's that cat? That's a 10 out of 10.
On the cuteness. Yeah, but no. They make all these little jokes, and they do work for most of the film. I will say, I was laughing quite a bit.
The whole like jump sequence where he pulls up a song because that's what he uses.
That was so good.
And it's just like it helps me feel better. I'm like, you know what? I can.
To be fair, I would totally do. I had to go to the dentist recently. And they were just like, put on music that'll make you calm. And I can totally relate to that. It's, I guarantee when astronauts are flying into space, they look like you can probably see their faces on the screen. Behind them, probably earbuds playing like the most badass music. It's like, if I'm going out and like, I'm going to listen to my badass tunes.
I put on Mob Psycho 100 and One Punch Man for like my
workouts?
Government exercise. That it's literally like, you must pass this physical. Cool. I'm getting anime music on. And you know what? It worked. I passed and no longer have to do it for an entire year. So, while other people have to take it in 6 months. Yeah. So, it's just, like I said, there are moments of this that do elevate it. It's schizophrenic as heck because they'll jump from a sad scene to a happy to a sad. And it's like, God, just please.
Cool it.
Just
also,
just
the
calm
kind
down.
of reference of time is also lost because you don't know how long they're actually training for. It could be 6 months. It could be a month. It could be a week. You never really get that reference. I mean, there is kind of a bit of time, but it's not really. I wish they would have emphasized that as well, because these pilots would have been there for like 7 months or 6 months. I totally would get it. It just seemed like there was a time skip, and I didn't know how long that was.
And like I said, Scott Eastwood is not.
He's
great.
not good.
Oh, and there's also a love interest.
He's just wooden. He's not bad. He's just meh.
By the way, one thing I will say. One thing. Scott Eastwood, there was a love interest between him and John Boyega. And it's funny because they went like halfway with a joke of like, she doesn't really like or care. She cares for them, but not in like that. But she likes messing with both of them, so she just keeps playing like relating. And I like that, but they didn't go all the way because you wanted that final payoff with the joke, and they just didn't have that.
They didn't have it because in the first film, there's also that joke, which is maybe not the joke, but it's the Mako and Riley.
Yeah,
are they together? Which they're not. They were just good friends, and that's why in the final sequence you see them just like
hug because they made it through. It's like we did it. It's like that I like, and it's just
and it very much relates to that part or that theme in regards to this isn't the woman that you're going after, and this isn't the damsel in distress. This is just some chick who's just like, I like screwing with both of you.
Yeah,
can I just like, and I mean screwing. Oh god, this is getting out.
Yeah.
She likes messing with them, and it works well for the film.
Again, but they don't give her any sort of.
It should have been one final joke with that. Okay, she gives a kiss to both of them, and then she just walks away with like she should have had a girl in her hand or another guy, and just walking off.
No, she turns the corner and she's like, and then like someone else comes.
She starts making out with this one person.
No, she's like, why'd you do that? It's like, because that's gonna really fuck with them. Then like that's their one curse word for the movie.
Yeah, that would have been great. Yeah. Just like. Because honestly, I fucking hate both of them. Like, that would have been so good.
And again, I'm just saying, it's just like it's like payback or something. Because again, they also make jokes about her.
Yeah,
it's like that would have been a good counter. But like I said, this movie has a lot of great ideas behind it that go halfway, but some of them are just enough to make it above average, which is why I give it a 6. But in any case, guys, it's gonna be our review for this movie. Tune in next time. We're probably going to watch either Isle of Dogs or Ready Player One.
Both I am so excited for. Ready Player One a tad bit more because, fun fact, they
got another mecha in there.
Well,
a Mecha G.
Possibly. But they also have theme music from the original Godzilla. Because that's on the soundtrack. I can't confirm that. That's not a spoiler. That is on the soundtrack. That is easily look upable. They've released it to the world. It's also the King Kong one and the DeLorean theme song.
We'll see you guys next time.
Later, guys.
Hello everyone, and before I go, I want to give a special shout out to Joey, Ace, Lobo, Leo, Nick, and Tim. Thank you guys so much for your awesome support. You guys rock and help me do what I do. So thank you, and I'll see you guys next time.